From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
Friday, March 12, 2021, and it's Mornings LALATE with big breaking financial news crashing into your Friday morning. Your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in your bank account starting today. Who will get the check first? And we have all the details right now. President Biden will also be sending out $5,000 to $20,000 for countless other viewers who will be getting the big Biden bucks. Elsewhere, the housing market is starting to tank. The 10-year Treasury note is surging. What does this mean for your wallet? From Santa Monica to across the land, I have all the breaking news as we start a new day with exciting developing details about financial news from the leading financial news source. Starting right now, this is Mornings LALATE. Good morning. How are you? It's a Friday morning. Congratulations. You're getting a $1,400 third stimulus check landing in your bank account starting today. The President of the United States signed into law yesterday your third stimulus check. The third stimulus check will start landing in Americans' bank accounts starting today and tomorrow. Who are they? I'll have all those details for you shortly. Meantime, the 10-year Treasury note is surging to its highest level in 1 year. What does this mean for your wallet? Elsewhere, Biden bucks are heating up. Viewers will get anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000 in the third stimulus check package. Who and where will you get this money? I have all those details as well. And finally, exciting news across the board as this channel expands its programming block. I have more of those details exciting for you later in this recording. This is an extended Morning to LA broadcast that will be slightly longer than usual because there's so much exciting, great news. But first, hit that subscribe button right now because I don't want you to miss a single recording. I'll be live throughout the day for 6 hours of live financial, breaking, national, and also other exciting news across the board. And joining the lineup today, March Madness. At the noontime hour, I have a preview of Selection Show Sunday this Sunday. But first, let's get to the breaking news. Your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in your bank account starting today. The President's press secretary, Jen Psaki, made the announcement official yesterday. She said the $1,400 third stimulus check is already being sent out electronically, so citizens will receive it starting this weekend. That means that recipients could start seeing it land in the bank accounts today and again tomorrow. How much, where, how, and who? Let me go over all the details for you right now. It's $1,400 for an individual, $1,400 for a child, $1,400 for adult dependents. Very simple. It's the same amount for everyone. If you're on SSI and SSDI, you're getting a stimulus check as well. So who are the first groups of people that would likely see it appear this weekend or starting today? First, if you have anything lined up with the IRS that you receive monthly benefits electronically, this is you. So if you receive Social Security benefits electronically every month, if you receive disability benefits every month, if you receive retirement benefits like RB or anything like that, railroad benefits or SSI and SSDI, this is you because the IRS knows where you are and has your electronic bank account. Number two, people who receive their first and second stimulus checks electronically would get it as well. IRS already has a record on you that was successful not one but 2 times, so they will attempt the same bank account which they have now seen 2 successes on. Group number 3. The final group is people who took initiative and filed their 2020 tax return early. If you filed your 2020 tax return early in, let's say, late February, and delineated on that tax return your current direct deposit account, then this would be also you. This also includes people who use online tax preparers who received a second stimulus check electronically. You're also in this group. Electronic receipt will start posting today, tomorrow, and again on Monday. The paper checks thereafter, the debit card that come in the mail thereafter as well. You need a Social Security check, a Social Security number to receive a stimulus check. It will not be taken out for debt, it will not be taken out for child support, and it will not be taken out for back taxes. Now, what about the other Biden bucks? There's a lot of other Biden bucks that you're going to be getting, some automatic and some not automatic. Let's go over each of them. The next item, which is really the final item of automatic Biden bucks, is the children's check. And I'll go through that slowly. In this recording, you're going to see me go through each of the individual items you're going to get in the third stimulus package, the eligibility, the application process, everything you need to go from A to Z. Shortly after this recording, I'm back on live with a new program in the 9:30 time slot where I go over third stimulus into fourth stimulus, and then I go over national financial breaking news from Wall Street as it impacts your stimulus. That's coming up right after this recording. So, who is the child and how much does that child get, and is it automatic? First, it is automatic. The Biden bucks for that child are the following. 5 to newborn, $5,000. 17 to 6, $4,400. How do the Biden bucks work? First, if the child is 5 to newborn, the payments are the following. A $1,400 stimulus check, which comes with yours, and then $3,600 paid the following way. $300 a month starting the month of July for 12 months. For 17 to 6, same process, $1,400 stimulus check with yours, and then $250 a month for 12 months, which adds up to $3,000. Now, here are a couple of things to know about for these children's checks. Number one, under the $1,400 stimulus check, the total family size is 4. So that example could be husband, wife, 2 kids, or single mom, 3 kids. The total family for the $1,400 stimulus check is 4 people. This also, which I've not said before on this channel, also is the same thing for a dependence on your tax return. So for example, husband, wife, 2 kids, and a grandma on the tax return, grandma might not get a stimulus check, or the children may not. So they have to decide which of the group may not get that family check. Remember, the family check of $1,400 is capped at 4. Now, as to the $3,600 and the $3,000, there appears to be no cap on that. The most important thing you need to know about that child's check of $3,600 or $3,000 is that IRS needs to know the child exists. So I'm already starting to receive messages saying, just had a kid, or just adopted child, or what about my 14-year-old, what about my 13-year-old? The IRS needs to know the child exists. The reoccurring message you're going to see over this channel over the next few weeks is the only way to fix things is a tax return. There is no way to fix things by calling people up, by telling them or instructing them. There's no online application or anything like that when we're talking about IRS fixes. The only way to do it is by tax return. Now, here's the good news. If you are on any type of benefits where you don't normally have requirements to file a tax return, or if you just don't make enough money to file a tax return, you still voluntarily can file a tax return. A tax return can have all zeros on it if that's what your livelihood is, 000, but you just want to list that child so the IRS knows they have the child. The best advice, go to go to a major tax preparer company and tell them your situation. All right, that's the stimulus check. Congratulations, you're getting a $1,400 stimulus check starting today and tomorrow. Next, let's go to, one other thing. For the children's check, the income qualification is the same as the income qualification for the stimulus check, less than $75,000. You don't have any other eligibility to worry about. There's nothing about anything else, whether you are a Calcino, $12 ice cream eater, or whether you like to surf. There's nothing else in the eligibility you need to worry about for the children's check other than you make less than $75,000, single individual, double that for married couple. Very easy breezy. All right, let's surf into the next item of Biden bucks. The next item of Biden bucks is unemployment. I'm really excited for you about the unemployment. And yes, the unemployment is really delicious. The question is how delicious it is. Well, it's actually categorically really delicious. More delicious than $12 ice cream. And the toast is toasting, by the way. Did I not tell you the toast is toasting? The butter is buttering. The coffee is brewing. It's Friday morning. Are you ready to crush the weekend? Do you have the butter ready? I hope you do, and I hope you have already crushed the subscribe button. You don't want to miss a single recording on this channel because you don't want to miss any of that Biden bucks. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Let's cut to that unemployment. Your PUA, your UI, your FPUC are all being extended to September. Great news is, number one, you do not go off claim, you stay on claim. Number two, you don't have to apply for a new unemployment claim if you're currently on claim. You just have to continue certifying for weekly benefits. Your PUA will have 79 weeks. Your PUC will have 53 weeks. You can count those starting from the start of the pandemic, from April all the way up to now. Now, here is a couple of questions which I'm starting to get, and I expect them to continue to come on in. What is about that? What's going on with that $10,200? Let me explain. The bill, now law, provides that your first $10,200 that you made on unemployment in the year 2020 is tax-free. What is included in that? UI, PUA, FPUC. Again, the first $10,200 is tax-free. So if you pay taxes in any regards to that first $10,200, either by filing a tax return already or by having it taken out for taxes before you got your check, the fix it, again, is only one path: filing a new tax return, filing an amended tax return. You have to go to that tax preparer. There's no way to fix it by calling the unemployment office. There's no way by fixing it by calling IRS. You have to file an amended tax return with a tax preparer. And it's a relatively elaborate calculation because you have to figure out how much you made, where you paid the taxes, and do a new amended return. But you're going to get the money. Congratulations. Or you're going to get the change of that implication. There's other incredible Biden bucks across the land, and those Biden bucks include great money for childcare. America starts to reopen, but America still has childcare costs. And how do those childcare costs work? The following: 50% tax deductible, up to one child for $4,000, up to two or more children for $8,000. The children must be 13 years or younger. College student? Yes, congratulations, college students across the land. You are getting stimulus as well. $1,700 of financial aid plus a $14 stimulus check. Most common question already coming in: where? Likely, you're going to have to ask your financial advisor at college because this is being done through the colleges. Next, hazard pay. Hazard pay is in the third stimulus package. It's an earned income tax credit that appears on your tax return. It's $1,500 if you worked during the pandemic, had less than $25,000 of income, and are 19 years or older. It's called the Earned Income Tax Credit, and it's $1,502. Again, this is something you do on the tax return. There is no application to apply for. There's nothing to do with the employer. It is something you do on the tax return. And what else? Money for housing, rent, mortgages, and more. I have all that exciting detail and more as Mornings LA continues in just a second. But first, here's a commercial break about today's programming schedule. Stay with me. I'll be back with you in 45 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page.
volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE.
From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
And we're back. If you're just joining me, the breaking news is that the president has confirmed through his press secretary that $1,400 third stimulus checks will be landing in your bank account this weekend. Congratulations. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe button now. This channel will deliver you 6 hours of incredible, informative, financial, breaking, national, and yes, a surprise addition to this channel of other news later today. 6 hours of live programming throughout the day. This show, actually, you're watching right now, will be a little bit extended. We're extending Mornings LALATE to be a little bit longer than 30 minutes, about 40 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. Thank you, Miss Green, for the super chat during the commercial break. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member as well. So let's continue on what's happening. Well, your $1,400 third stimulus check will be landing in electronic bank accounts starting today and tomorrow. Congratulations. But what are the other Biden bucks that you can receive in addition to those? Now, so far we've covered items that were automatic, the children's payment, your payment, but then everything else after that is not automatic. What you're going to see later in this recording is I have really obvious good news for you. If you did not see the Captain Obvious great news last night, it was the president's press conference. His primetime address made literally no mention of the items that Americans can get under the third stimulus package. Why is this great news for you as a subscriber to this channel? Less stimulus stampede. Millions of Americans who tuned in last night were not told that they can get, for example, the next item: rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, property owner assistance, and more. Let's go over them. First, there is rent assistance for middle class, low income, and also homeless people. The eligibility for the rent is actually much better than we originally thought. You don't necessarily have to be behind on your bills. Where will you apply for it? It will be the same place you normally applied for what I call purple money in your state and local. It's available in your state and local over the next few weeks. $350 billion was provided to them under the second stimulus. More money is going back to them. So if you're a person who looked for rent before, keep those same phone numbers because you are allowed to go back and ask for more rent and utilities again. The next one is a new one, which is property owners finally get some relief. Their relief is mortgage assistance, even if it's a privately held mortgage. Congratulations. Also help for homeowners' bills like utilities and other homeowner expenses. This will ultimately be determined by your local city and county. That is all really exciting, great news. Essential workers, paid sick leave is also a new addition to the third stimulus package. Paid sick leave is really, really helpful. Now, certainly as more people are vaccinated, less people are sick, but here's the calculation. $1,400 a week based upon a $73,000 annual salary. So if you made less than $73,000, you'll get a little bit less. Who gets this? Anyone who has to stay home because of COVID, or has to quarantine even though they're not testing positive, or a child whose school is closed because of COVID, or a family member is sick and you have to stay home because of COVID. You have to have already been working to qualify for this. And where is it paid from? Not particularly clear yet from the president where the application process is for this item. Let's turn over then to some other deliciousness, and that other deliciousness is business grants. Business grants returns to this channel at noontime on the Business Lunch Show. And the Business Lunch Show will show you what I'm about to go over broadly, but more in detail. There's a business grant for an existing business who has been impacted by the pandemic and has less than 10 employees. Even if you applied for an EIDL before, or a grant, or a loan, or anything like that, or a PPP, get ready because you can apply again. How much? $5,000. Where? It will be at sba.gov. Is it live yet? No. When will it go live? It could literally go live right this second. And it will literally, so we have to watch it as a collective community of hawks and go, a hawk with a hoarse voice there. There we go, that's better. As a hawk, you have to be ready to pounce. Why? Because it's going to go live, and within 3 days, it'll run out of funds. Guaranteed. So that is all deliciousness. Additionally, there is a grant for restaurants. I'll explain that on the Business Lunch Show. And there's presumed to be, but no one has found it yet, a grant to start a new business called the Innovation Grant. No one has yet to see it. Maybe it's in there. Haven't found it. And there you go. That is all the deliciousness of the third stimulus package. Meantime, across the land, there's a lot of breaking developments happening right now that is impacting your stimulus, and your stimulus is impacting it as well. The Treasury yields, the 10-year Treasury yields, have surged to their highest level in over a year. This is not particularly good. It's about 1.61 now. Earlier today, it went to 1.64. I had told you yesterday it was in the 1.5 range. A year ago, it was 1.0. This is not particularly good news because it shows that growth is occurring, inflationary concerns are growing, and the reason for the spike not particularly clear. What is the reaction? The Dow is holding up 170. The Nasdaq is down about 1%, down at 128. This is amid concerns about other issues that could impact your stimulus. Those other concerns hitting right this morning, a concern that the housing market could be in trouble. There's a new report that the housing market is showing higher prices, higher mortgages, less inventory, and now for the first indication, it's showing that prices are dropping according to a new report. Some markets showed massive surges in prices, and those prices did not hold up. A new report from Fitch Ratings says that the housing market may be overrated and the prices may be inflated, and that might cause an implosion of the housing market. It's among the things you need to watch. Housing market now uncertain, Treasury yields surging, a lot of concerns for you to watch. Next, what else should you think about going into a Friday morning about your third stimulus? The most obvious thing you should think about is what happened last night. When the President of the United States addressed the country in a primetime press conference, he said literally close to nothing about your third stimulus package. There's a lot I have to tell you about that and the significance for it. First, the fact that he did not mention your third stimulus package or what's in there or what you can get for the child or what you can get for your business or what you can get for homeowners is good for you as a viewer, because here you are penciled in, zoned in on the information source, this channel, and you'll have less people across the country now competing for you in a stimulus stampede. The president had the opportunity to brief the American people about what they could get. He did not. So as a result, you have a distinct advantage now by being a viewer to this channel, because that message was not made at all, was not even covered by the president last night. So millions of Americans know they're getting a $14 stimulus check, but do they know they're getting $5,000 to $20,000 of Biden bucks? No. Do they know that there's a $5,000 EIDL grant available? Absolutely not. He didn't mention anything like that. So that's the first item that is important to understand. There's a lot of other things that I want to go over about the implication of that right now. A new political report says that Biden specifically chose not to talk about the stimulus package for a particular reason. Why? It's a political ploy, said the political report today, that because Republicans did not support the stimulus package, he didn't want the message last night to be a political message. Rather, he wanted the message to be basically a comforting message of the country starting to get through a pandemic, rather than a message about political successes. There's also another reason why he did not mention it. This is apparently called the midterm elections. A new report out today says the president specifically did not mention your stimulus package last night because he's worried about the midterm elections, which are just next year. Had the president touted his success in passing the third stimulus package last night, this would have given the Republicans ammunition to start to prepare for a push in the midterm elections. Rather, he stayed away from that imagery. So what imagery did he use last night? The image last night of Biden retrieving from his breast pocket his daily count of the COVID death toll may be one day one of the grim pantheons of the moments. He relied upon messaging, and last night, across the land, you saw that messaging. That messaging started with the president walking down a hallway with flags, trying to be what was called the great messenger of the moment of COVID. The message was not stimulus. And so as a result, economic discussions was really not the issue at hand. Either way, it was hard to imagine any other contemporary politician making the speech Biden did last night, says Politico. Channeling both our collective sorrow and reminding us that there's life after grief. For you, this means a lot. It means that your $1,400 third stimulus check is understood by the American people. It's been trending online for 2 days. But the American people simply don't have the information you have as a subscriber to this channel of understanding that there's money for your children, that there's money for hazard pay, there's money for paid sick leave, there's money for property owners and renters. They don't have information about an EIDL grant. They don't have information about extended unemployment benefits. They don't have information about a $10,000, $200 tax credit or anything like that. More importantly, what does it also mean? And this is where the news turns very important. It signals perhaps that the president is setting up fourth stimulus right away. Whether you call fourth stimulus infrastructure or you call it stimulus, a lot of people have a lot of different words for what the fourth stimulus package will actually be called. It's still fourth stimulus. And by all accounts, my interpretation of last night's imagery showed that the president is ready for fourth stimulus and doesn't want to talk too much about what Democrats are doing, just wants to get it done. Next item of business is fourth stimulus. And what have Democrats said? I know it's around the corner. I know you're working on right now, and it has to have reoccurring stimulus checks. Now, one thing you've heard and not heard over this channel in the last few weeks is the following. One, you've heard from me that Senate Democrats have demanded reoccurring stimulus checks in the next stimulus package every single month. What you've not heard from me, which I'm telling you for the first time now, is that in addition to that letter, there was a letter from House Democrats, far more than 11 senators. No, these are House members, a ton of them, that wrote a letter to the president saying the next stimulus package has to have reoccurring stimulus checks. This is huge. So suddenly you have people inside the House of Representatives under Nancy Pelosi's guise that are simply saying we will not support the next stimulus package unless there's multiple stimulus checks, before the bill even gets the Senate, where 11 of 50 saying this is a demand from us as well. This is huge. How much is a stimulus check? We don't know. Presumably it's $2,000. Who is eligible for it? All of you. All of you that are tuning in right now, watching for that $14 stimulus check to land in your bank account this weekend, it's also you. The eligibility is unchanged. So ultimately, you and I know that one of the things I always do on this channel is try to get you money wherever I can get you money. And while Ron Wyden is trying to do a push for FPUC Retro, while there certainly is still a push for SSI and SSDI $200 a month, Ultimately, whatever money we can get is money you can get. And understand, we now have months away until we're out of this pandemic. Reoccurring stimulus checks would pay you tens of thousands of dollars. It's something that all viewers should support because ultimately, every one of the major Democrats are now supporting it as well. Recap. Even though you may want to push for SSI and SSDI of $2,400 over 12 months, this is more than that in just 2 months. 2 months of $2,000 and $2,000 is $4,000. If someone could give you $4,000 of stimulus under the next stimulus package, why would you care about $2,400 of SSI? It's nearly double the amount of money. That's item number one. Number two, if you're worried about if you're still upset about the FPUC retro issue, you shouldn't be. If people are willing to give you 4 or 5 months at $2,000 a month, that's $10,000. It's nearly the exact same amount as the FPUC retro from July to December. So what we try to do is find the core in which in which someone's making a push for big money plays for you, and that big money play for you is now front and center. It's a big day. It's a big day across the land, and I'm really excited for you. I'm excited for you because suddenly Democrats are stepping up, whether it's House or Senate, and saying reoccurring stimulus checks next time around. And when we talk about reoccurring stimulus checks, we're talking about you. One of the messages we haven't talked a lot about on this channel is who got stimulus checks under the stimulus package. Yes, we certainly see that 5-year-olds got more stimulus checks than anyone else. They're getting $5,000. So the next stimulus package, trust me, is going to have people realize children are already taken care of. We don't have to give them another $5,000. This time, it's time to take care of everyone else. And that's the great news to start a Friday morning. It's a big day with a lot of breaking developments across the land. Let's check back with Wall Street. As we go into the bottom of the hour, this is where the NASDAQ and the Dow are currently trading. The Dow is up 157. NASDAQ is down still about the same at 128. The 10-year Treasury has settled down. Of course, as I told you earlier, it went to 1.64 for a second. Now it's at 1.61. But inflationary concerns continue to grow across the land. The big exciting developments, thank you for the super chat from Vivian Dulac right there. The big exciting developments across the land is that people will start to receive their $1,400 third stimulus checks starting today. And who's in the room? There's Charlotte, and there's Jenny, and there's Cheryl, and there is Russell, and who else do I see? And there's Tao, and there's Skipper, and there's Gunner, and there's Shirley, and there's Crayola. And there's Kim and Disco Duck and John Thompson and Vivian and Gail and Tina and Tiffany and Richard. How are you? It's a big day with... there was another super chat from Mr. Black. Mr. Black. I really appreciate it. It's a big day with exciting great news. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing because we're still on path for more mornings LALATE. And with that, I also have a surprise for you. The surprise for you is the following. On Noontime, LALATE is adding a new show today. A preview of March Madness. Yes, March Madness is coming to this channel starting today. Saturday and Sunday, the excitement heats up as Sunday is Selection Show Sunday, as your brackets are revealed for the NCAA tournament. I'll have all the breaking live coverage Sunday, but the countdown starts today at noontime. I'll also cover the breaking developments from the Players' Championship for golf and the Premier League with one of its matches today. Across the land, from the East Coast to the West Coast, there's so much exciting news. I'm loving the love, and I'm so excited what you have seen unfold this week from the East Coast to the West Coast. The chat rate is really going high right now with over 3,000 people in the room and a big morning. Thank you for all the love. Coming up in 2 minutes is a new show on LALATE, which is Wall Street and your stimulus. I cut from Wall Street back to stimulus and, of course, for stimulus. With the big financial news crashing across the land, from New York to the West Coast, that show kicks up right after this in 2 minutes. Join me as Mornings LA continues. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Stay LALATE as Mornings LA continues in just 2 minutes.